Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of TCG Talk, back today with another video. And in today's video we're going to be going over the Nationals meta for week 3 and Nationals as a whole now that we have concluded the season. Talk about what heroes did good, what were some surprises, and kind of go from there and get your thoughts as well. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hopefully you enjoy your stay. If you're a long-standing supporter, thank you so much as always. Feel free to check out the Discord down below as well as the channel membership. Before we get into these stats, I just want to make a shout out and a clarification really quick. This right here is Vistra. I don't know if anyone's interacted with Vistra in the Discord. This is Vistra's sheet. Vistra has been tracking all of these stats since it seems Nationals of 2023. And it looks very similar to mine, obviously. Mine isn't even close to Vistra's in terms of complexity. It's just like, you know, the heroes and stuff like that. I remember back in 2023, I took the bones of what Vistra did, like the color and like the top bar and stuff, and just used that as like a placeholder. That way, you know, wasn't starting from complete square one because I suck with this Excel. But I just wanted to clarify, I didn't like copy paste this from Vistra's and just use it as my own. I know how much work goes into this, and I just wouldn't do that. So if anyone got that inclination, I apologize. And I also want to clarify with Vistra. But also, we're going to use Vistra's today because it is so much more in depth than mine. Vistra has all of the deck links over here, all that good stuff. So we're just going to use Vistra's today because Vistra's done a lot of work on this, and it's sick. So if you've never interacted with them in the Discord, they are in the main community Discord. Vistra does a great job. Also a fantastic Prism player as well. But regardless, we'll get into it. So we had week 3 of the Nationals meta as right here. And overall, like, the resounding thing is like the meta in this format is so good. Like, yes, we have a couple very powerful decks in like Slippy and Syndra, you know, and a couple other heroes kind of getting up in the mix. Gravy Bones has done really well. Prism's done pretty well. Slippy and Syndra are kind of like the runaways, right, so far in the meta. But Syndra really, since week 1, has only won 3 events, I'm pretty sure. Like, if we control C, I'm pretty sure I can do this in Vistra's, yeah. If we control C here, in weeks 2 and 3, she won 4 events, whereas in week 1, she won 4. So it's taken her 2 weeks to equal the amount that she won in week 1. So she's dropped off a little bit, right? But overall, like, we have a super open meta. In week 3, we had Slippy win 3 events, and I'll highlight this just so you can see it. Slippy won 3 events, right, or 4 events total right here. Syndra won a total of 3, so those are like the top dogs. But after that, it kind of goes all over the place. We had Kasai get a win. Prism, I think, got a couple or one. Kano got a win. Gravy Bones. We have a Victor. Florian. If you keep going down, Levia even got a win. And Azalea finally got her win. We'll talk about her in a second. Azalea got 2 wins for Dance, so on and so forth. And the 2 biggest things of the week were Dash Adventure Extraordinaire finally hit Living Legend. A Slab Dash won in Spain to finally take Dash over. So she will Living Legend today at the time of recording this. You'll see her article come out at some point today by LSS. The other thing with Azalea is Azalea won 2 events. Right now, Azalea is on a 2 times multiplier, and I won't do the exact math for you on camera. I never do math in public, but it basically equals out to Azalea has exactly like 999 LO points. It's like 998.5. I checked all the World Championship qualifiers to see if she stole one of those because those do count for 5 LL points, and unless she won South Korea, which didn't like show who won, she didn't win any of those either. So she is going to finish the national season literally 1 win away in any way, shape, or form from LO, which is pretty hilarious. But overall, as you can see over here, I mean, Syndra is leading the way with 8. Slippy also has 8. You know, so those two heroes kind of, you know, were the overall meta share. We have Gravy Bones with 5 wins. And Prism with 4 wins, right? And then it kind of trickles down from there. Some got onesies and twosies. We had the Katsu win, a Vincent, you know, a Levias, a Dash IE. You know, Florian only got 1 win, so Florian's dropped off a lot. And this is kind of like the pie chart of the top meta breakdown, right? One thing to note that I thought was really interesting was the conversion rate of Slippy in finals. If you look at Slippy had, 9 final appearances and won 8 of them. That's pretty nuts, right? Like, yes, it's not too drastic from finals to winning, right? But being like if you look at Syndra, for example, she was in 14 finals and won 8, which is still good conversion, over 50%. She won over half her final matches. But overall, like Slippy's conversion in the finals, there isn't really a notable here that actually had significant amount of finals that's close. Like Prism won 4 out of 6, which is pretty good. Verdansk won 4 out of 7, which is pretty good. But like comparison to the others, Slippy just converted very, very well. Even the 12 top 4s that Slippy had, 8 of them were ended up winning the event. So that's kind of notable. The other one that I thought was interesting was Dash.io specifically. She had 22 top 8s, and 15 of those are top 4. Then it kind of goes down very interestingly because she had 10 finals and only won 3 of them. Dash.io was not able to convert in that final matchup. And like if we look at kind of how she was in the final and who she played against, she beat a Dorinthia. She lost to a Gravy Bones, lost to a Prism, lost to a Gravy Bones, lost to a Slippy, lost to a Slippy. So it's like the same heroes. Lost to a Slippy. And yeah, so Slippy, Gravy Bones, and Prism, right? So not as much conversion as you would think. But overall, I mean, you're looking at this 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 heroes won a Nationals, which is nuts. Because, like, again, Fisher's done such a good job at going year to year here. Let's look at last Nationals meta, right? Like, we had Zen and New. Like, granted, this is part of the Mistveil. A little bit hard to compare, right, because of how dominant that was. That was like right after Part of the Mistveil had released, for the most part. And Zen and New just dominated, like absolutely dominated. I mean, the highest percentage winner in this, I mean, Zen won basically like over 15, 25, 27, won about 40% of the Nationals, give or take, right? And math that quickly. Whereas the best deck and the 2 best decks in the format in this one won like maybe 10 to 12%. So definitely a lot more balanced of a meta than we've ever had in Nationals. Even in 2023, you go back, that was Lexi. Like, look at the last 3 years of Nationals and kind of like where the game is at now. 2023 was Lexi just dominating everybody. 2024 was Zen and New and Mistveil in general just dominating everyone. And now in 2025, we actually have a balanced, great format, right? There are definitely some powerful decks, some things that are a little bit feels bad, but this more than any is really, really good. So really excited about that. You can see the national winners here and who got what LL points. Verdansk got a good amount off the back of US Nats as well. Slippy got 67, and this is where you're seeing the LL point modifiers really kind of matter, right? Because Gray Bones got 70. And that's at 0.5, right? So Gravy Bones would easily have gotten over 100 this season if allowed. You have other heroes like Kano that got 27 when probably would have gotten twice as less. So it's helping them move along. Another big one is like Verdansk and Slippy both would have gotten probably around 100 LL points this season if they would have had normal modifiers, stuff like that. So overall, really good national season. I'm happy with where the meta is right now, even though I play Katsu and Iris, so I really have to work for what I'm doing. It's been a great season to watch. It's been exciting. There's been a lot of cool moments. Dash.IE winning that event. I don't know if any of you watched the Philippines final with Azalea against a Jarl. Or no, it wasn't Philippines. Who was it? Which one was it where the Azalea basically, or it may have been top 4 where they beat the Jarl. Yeah, it was top 4. So they ended up winning the whole thing. But it was a top 4 in Malaysia where they played against Jarl with like 1 card in deck and dominated a card for 7. And Jarl blocked it with a defense reaction from Arsenal. And then they played a Rain Razors with 3 cards left in deck when the Jarl was at 2 to win. Like, it's just unbelievable stuff. So really, really fun event to watch, fun season to watch. And we're in a really good spot going into some of these new products coming out, like the Ira Armory deck and Super Slam and the Guardian Mastery Pack, and we'll see how those affect it as well. When it comes to disappointments, there really wasn't anything crazy. Florian was kind of the biggest one, I think, with 14 top 8s, 7 top 4s, so only 50% conversion after round 1, and only 3 top 2s, and then 1 win. So out of the 14 that made top 8, only 3 of them even got to the final, which is a pretty steep drop-off in comparison to any other deck. Victor was the other one. 14 top 8s, only 2 made a final after that. So those were kind of the biggest, I guess you could call disappointments, but really KO also 7 top 8s, only 1 final, so it's hard for them to kind of punch through once they get to play those top echelon of heroes, so on and so forth. But let me know what you think of the Nationals meta. I think this game, despite some of like the ups and downs in terms of community perception with like boxes and everything else, I think this is in a really good spot from a sheer meta perspective. And I'd love to get your thoughts as well. But again, just to reiterate, shout out to Viscera for making this. Hopefully they will keep doing this. I'll just keep using Viscera's now that I know that this is still going on. Because like the last time I saw this was 2023. So I'm glad that Viscera's still doing this. Because this is awesome data to be able to pull. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching this. If you liked it, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe. If not me, it's completely fine. Go to another creator, leave a like, comment, subscribe on their stuff. Let's get more people seeing this game. Be kind to each other. And I'll see y'all next time on TCG Talk. Thank y'all so much.